As an exam is approaching, you realize you don't have much time to prepare for it. The night before the exam, you finally sit down to cram for it. Unfortunately, cramming doesn't work. 临时抱佛脚，被佛踹一脚。You will forget most of what you learn because cramming doesn't provide long-term learning. What should you do instead? A century of research shows that spaced practice is way more effective. You can remember what you learn for a long period of time, even if you study for fewer hours. Nice! Spaced practice is a study technique where you spread out your study sessions over a longer period of time and review what you learn at the right time. Compared with cramming, spacing produces better long-term memory. This is called the spacing effect, which has been proved in hundreds of studies. German psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus was the first scientist who discovered the spacing effect. He found that people forget about 60% of what they've learned within a day and about 90% within the first 7 days. But if you review right before you start to forget, the forgetting curve starts to flatten out, so you can get better long-term retention. Studies show that spaced repetition improves long-term remembering across many subjects, such as sciences, math, languages, and vocabulary. And athletes, musicians, and surgeons have been using the technique to improve their skills. Nice! Here are the steps for spaced practice. 1. Plan a review schedule. There's no magical schedule for everyone. It really depends on how long you want to retain information. A paper writes that if you want to score better on the test about 1 week away, then study daily. If you are going to retain information for a year, then review it every 2 months. A common spacing schedule looks like this. 2. Study. The information must be studied for the first time. You can highlight the material and take notes. 3. Recall the information for the first time. Within 24 hours, review what you learned. Read your notes, look away, and try to recall the key points. Use flashcards to help you recall the information. 4. Continue recalling. Try to recall information without using your notes. You don't have to set up long study sessions. You can recall information while walking, taking a bus, or waiting in a line. Ask yourself questions. Force your brain to retrieve the answers, so you are more likely to remember the concepts in the long term. Studying smart is more effective than studying hard. Spaced repetition helps you remember information in much less time. You can combine it with other methods we've talked about before, like interleaving, the Feynman technique, and mind palaces. Try out these tools. You will become a study superstar. 快点赞，不然我就从屏幕里爬出来了。
不准跑！丹丹表现得真棒，给你吃个糖。丹丹坐下。哎，吃糖。好吃吗，丹丹？
Nice.